What if Eddie Munson's sacrifice wasn't the end of his story? The guy went from outcast to legend in one night, and his death hit us hard, but the story's far from over. Season 4 wasn't just about Eddie though. Just like every classic hero, our crew faced their own abyss before crawling out. Max, 11, Dustin, even Hopper. We're talking about Max's impossible choice, 11's fight to reclaim her power, and Dustin's struggle with loss. Each of them hit a breaking point, and those moments could change everything for Season 5. So, let's start with a hero whose sacrifice might be the most haunting of all. Max Mayfield's arc in Season 4 is all about what it costs to hope when everything seems lost. She's been carrying the weight of her brother Billy's death, blaming herself, shutting people out, and trying to outrun her own grief. But when Vecna comes for Hawkins, Max does something nobody expects. She steps up and volunteers to be the bait.
I'm still here.
She knows exactly what she's risking. It's not just about being brave, it's about protecting her friends, even if it means putting herself in the line of fire. She faces Vecna head-on, alone in that creepy Creel house, and you can see the fear in her eyes. But she doesn't back down. What happens next is rough. Vecna breaks her limbs, and her heart even stops. It's the kind of moment that makes you question if anyone is safe. It's not a miracle fix, though. Max is left in a coma, barely hanging on.
You're serious?
Mm-hmm.
This is Skull Rock, okay? You're totally, absolutely...
At the hospital, Lucas clings to hope as he reads by her bedside. You can feel the group's grief and hope all mixed together. But how long can someone live on that thread? And what if Vecna's curse lingers even in her coma? There's another layer that makes Max's story hit even harder. Kate Bush's Running Up That Hill. It's not just a cool soundtrack choice. The show actually credits it as the song that literally saved her life. When Max is trapped in Vecna's nightmare, it's the music that gives her a way out. The lyrics about wanting to trade places and overcome the impossible line up perfectly with what she's going through. And when Lucas realises her Walkman isn't working, it's clear just how thin that lifeline really is. Max's sacrifice isn't just about her own journey, it shakes the whole group. Her willingness to face Vecna forces everyone to see what's at stake. It's the moment when playing it safe is no longer an option. The uncertainty of Max's fate, whether she's trapped somewhere in her mind, whether Vecna still has a hold on her, or if she could become a pawn in his next plan, sets up some of the biggest questions for Season 5. Fans are already spinning theories about 11 having to go into Max's mind or fight Vecna on a completely new level. So yeah, Max's story is a gut punch, but it's also the spark that lights a fire under everyone else. The price she pays isn't just hers, it's a wake-up call for the whole crew. And if you think that's heavy, just wait until you see what 11 has to go through next. Regaining her powers meant facing every fear she'd tried to bury. Season 4 put her through the ringer. No more supercharged escapes. Just a kid stuck in a world that suddenly felt a lot bigger and meaner. The Nina Project was her only shot. That operation, codenamed the Nina Project, aimed to reboot her powers via sensory deprivation, digging up memories she'd rather forget. At first, Dr. Owens was the one promising help, but things got complicated fast when Dr. Brenner stepped in. Brenner, the guy who'd shaped so much of her past, wasn't exactly a welcome sight. He took control, pushing 11 back into the old lab routines. And the tension between trusting Owens and dealing with Brenner made every step feel like a gamble. In the end, Brenner met his fate during the chaos with Sullivan's troops, leaving 11 to face her journey alone. The real challenge, reliving the Hawkins lab massacre. Eleven's flashbacks forced her to confront the day she thought she destroyed everyone, except the truth was even darker. She remembered Henry Creel, the original test subject, whom she banished into the Upside Down years ago. He returned as Vecna. That reveal changed everything. Vecna wasn't just some horror from the shadows. He was a living reminder of what Eleven's power could unleash and what it had already cost. But here's the thing that made her arc hit different. Brenner always saw her as a weapon, something to be controlled. Instead, 11 found her resilience. She realised her strength wasn't just about lifting trucks with her mind, it was about surviving pain, loss, and the weight of her own choices. That empathy, that refusal to give up on someone she loves, became her true superpower. The battle in Max's mind was the ultimate test. Vecna tried to break her down, hitting her with every doubt and fear she'd ever had. For a second, it looked like he'd win, but then Mike's voice, his honest, desperate declaration of love, cut through the chaos. It was enough to pull 11 back, to remind her what she was fighting for. Her powers surged, but it wasn't just telekinesis that saved the day. It was her heart, her connections, and her belief in something bigger than herself. The victory came at a cost. Hawkins left shattered, Max in a coma. The guilt, the fear that her powers might not be enough, hung over her like a shadow. Season 4 wasn't just about getting her powers back.
One who never wants to play D&D? Eddie.
It was about understanding what it means to carry that kind of responsibility and what sacrifices come with being a hero. And when you look at the fallout, it's clear she's not the only one carrying the weight. Some wounds don't heal so easily, especially when you lose someone who meant everything to you. Dustin. The weight of loss and the strength of friendship. Dustin Henderson's story in Season 4 pivots around what happens when friendship meets real loss. Eddie Munson's death didn't just hit Hawkins, it changed Dustin in a way nothing else could. With Eddie, Dustin found a mentor and a friend who made him feel seen. So when Eddie made the call to stay behind and distract the demo bats, it wasn't just a heroic move, it was a moment that left Dustin with a hole nothing else could fill. That final battle in the Upside Down is burned into everyone's memory. Eddie's guitar solo, Metallica's Master of Puppets, wasn't just epic. It was Eddie's way of flipping off the darkness, showing Dustin and the crew what real courage looks like. When the demo bats closed in, Dustin realized Eddie wasn't running for safety. The panic, the desperation, and then the heartbreak of Eddie's last words, "Never change," landed like a punch to the gut. In that moment, Eddie passed something to Dustin, not just a message, but a challenge to carry on with the same kind of bravery. The aftermath didn't get any easier. Dustin's meeting with Eddie's uncle, Wayne, brought all that pain to the surface. Dustin made sure Wayne knew the truth about Eddie, how he died saving a town that never gave him a chance. He handed over Eddie's friendship necklace, a small thing that meant everything, and tried to put into words what Eddie had done. That moment forged a new path for Dustin, one of leadership born from loss. But Dustin isn't letting that grief break him. Instead, it's shaping who he's becoming. Eddie's defiance, that wild guitar solo in the face of certain death, wasn't just a cool story. It was a blueprint for what it means to step up, even when you're scared out of your mind. Dustin's always been the strategist, the guy with a plan, but now he's got something deeper driving him. He's learned leadership means making hard calls. Fans haven't missed the parallels between the Upside Down's hold on people and the idea that Vecna could use Eddie's memory as a weapon. Some fans spot parallels between the Upside Down's ability to possess victims and wonder if Vecna could resurrect Eddie's presence as a mind-controlled echo. If that theory ever played out, it would force Dustin to face his friend again, but in a way that tests everything he's learned about loyalty and courage. Even if Eddie stays gone, his influence is everywhere Dustin goes. Heading into Season 5, Dustin's arc looks ready to level up. He's still the heart of the group, but now he's carrying Eddie's legacy too. The time jump teased for the next season means we might see a Dustin who's grown into a leader, someone who brings people together, stands up when it counts, and keeps Eddie's spirit alive in every decision. Armed with Eddie's courage, Dustin could become the group's strategic anchor when Hawkins faces its final war. Every hero in Hawkins has faced their darkest moment, and somehow they've come out stronger. With everything on the line, the choices these characters made in Season 4 set up a final showdown that's going to hit even harder. If you think you know Eleven's or Vecna's next move, hit like and subscribe, and let us know your theory in the comments. Your predictions might just call the next twist before it happens.